Hello everyone, hope all of you people are doing great. Today I am here with you people to provide some inputs with respect to a day before exam strategy with respect to a subject of strategic management. So it's very important and crucial for every student to promptly utilize the time, the gap between the two exams. That's why we have come here the wonderful strategy for most of the subjects of your CA intermediate, how effectively we can utilize the time that we have with respect to the time gap that we have for the exams. So before I'm going to start anything with respect to the strategy and to discuss how effectively we can use the time a day before, first I have to let you know about how this concept of preparing strategy for a day before exam has evolved. Obviously this has happened, or this is becoming possible because of the efforts that have been put by our academic director Prakash sir. It is his brainchild idea to provide this kind of content for you people. For that he has been through rigorous work where he has regular consultations with the faculty with respect to each and every subject, and he has a regular consultation with the students also to understand the gap, what the exactly student wants and what kind of inputs the faculty can provide to them to make this strategy an effective one. So definitely I'm hoping that whatever the inputs that I'm going to provide you now are going to be really helpful for you people, and hoping so that you can come out with flying colors when you follow this day before exam strategy, and you can come across with any fears that you have in your mind. So to begin with, it's very important to have a prompt utilization of the time. So as you can see here, the purpose of this video is to guide you with respect to the strategic management a day before your final exam. So hardly you can spend 15 minutes of your time to understand, and along with that, when you're going through these videos, it's better to have a pen and paper with you people, a book and pen with you people, to make certain points. So the time that you have between the two exams probably, or else paper 6 that you write, obviously this ES and SM is going to be paper 7. So you're going to have 25 hours of time to prepare for both ES and SM. Categorically to be considered, we know that ES will have an excessive information when compared with strategic management. So we can at least spend 10 hours of time to revise the entire strategic management. So the rest of 15 hours you can push it for enterprise information system. So 10 hours we can spend for strategic management. Suppose if you are applying for both groups and not willing to focus on group 2, then obviously you will be attempting for group 2. Then the guest questions will help you a lot to prepare for that. Apart from that, if you follow the guest questions, definitely you can come up with an effective marks and you can qualify also. So if you're focusing on both groups, then definitely these strategies will work it out for you people. And to begin with, the first part of your question paper deals with case study based questions. That's why it becomes very important for you to understand the importance of case study based questions in strategic management. In the public examinations, we are seeing this trend that the first question and the compulsory question is going to be a case study based question. So it is very important for you to understand the previous patterns, how the case studies has been asked, and check with MTPs and RTPs. You have to spend an adequate time to understand the previous examination case study patterns. For that you can take the help of MTP and RTP. With this you will have an idea how case studies can be effectively answered. So how, in which format the case studies have been asked, and what is the format that you can follow for those case studies. From this you will have an idea. And then to begin with the plan of action. So before following what is stated in this strategy, first prepare the following areas thoroughly, because they are very important. So before we go ahead with the strategy, you should have an hands-on exposure with respect to the areas. One is fast track material provided you. First prepare that material that will help you out for the quick revision of the entire subject. So first go through with the fast track material. So after you have a glance at the fast track material, then you have to spend 2 hours of time for both RTPs and MTPs. So subsequently you can allocate the time for MTPs and RTPs for 2 hours. It is must for you to spend 2 hours to understand the patterns of MTPs and RTPs with respect to the regular trends that they have been given over there. So after this, I was talking about guess questions. So if you are exclusively going for group 2, then definitely these guess questions are a magical, we can say. Or else both groups, if you are writing, these guess questions will be magical for you people. So definitely we are proud to ascertain that half of the questions that have been tested in the exam are covered in our guess questions, as they are prepared in a scientific way. It's not that simply we have put it those guess questions in that manner. A scientific preparation has been done with respect to those guess questions. It's very important that you are going through them. Pay attention to the case study questions in the MCQs also. Even in the MCQs also, you'll be coming across with this case study scenario questions. You have to be a bit careful with respect to this case study based scenario questions also. So pay attention towards these guess questions also. When it comes to the order of preparation, we have divided into 3 priorities: first, second and third priority with respect to each and every chapter. So definitely when you are ready with book and pen, kindly make a note of first, second, third priority chapters that we have given for you for each and every chapter. So to begin with, the first chapter that we have here is Dynamics of Competitive Strategy, which is the second chapter in your study material. You can spend 2 hours for this. So in the first priority basis, go through all the matrices. Like in the second chapter, when it comes to self-analysis, we have a SWOT analysis, CHOIS matrix, BCG, GE, ADL. So go through with all them. And then strategy group mapping and key success factors and Ansof's matrix. All these things will come into the first priority. Industry and competitive analysis, second priority, where triggers of change, key industry traits and globalization you can understand with respect to the second priority. Whatever left, put it into third priority. So your primary attention have to be on the first and second priority first, depending on the time that you have, depending on the previous preparation that you have did. So spend 2 hours of time for this particular chapter. And then the second one that we have is business level strategies. So probably which is going to be I could say the 5th chapter for you people in the study material. Here in the second priority we have put 30 minutes are sufficient enough for this. Hardly you have 3 strategies here: cost leadership, differentiation and focus. So first, to know the meaning of these 3 strategies. What exactly cost leadership, differentiation and focus stands for. In the second priority, you can understand how to achieve them. So what kind of elements that you have to pay attention towards achieving these strategies, and whatever is left you can go for the third priority. So that is about the second chapter that we have, business level strategies. Spend only 30 minutes. First, know the meanings. On the second priority, go with the how to achieve them. Concepts are there for each and every. Cost leadership, differentiation, focus. How to achieve them concepts will come, that you can pay attention towards. So the third priority here we have here is functional level strategies, which is considerably, I can say, 6th chapter for you people. Functional level strategies. Yes, it is a bit extensive chapter. So many functional areas are there, starting from marketing, finance, production, logistics, HR. So many areas are there. That's why 1.5 hours is must for this particular chapter. So when it comes to marketing, first to focus on marketing mix, then production, R&D, SCM and role of HRM. These are the things that you have to focus initially. And then in marketing, on the second priority, go for marketing strategy techniques. Then R&D policies, logistics and finance. This will be the second priority. Whatever is left apart from this, that will be putting into third priority. So that's how you can make a preparation plan for functional level strategies, which is we are spending 1.5 hours for that, focusing on marketing mix, and then production, R&D techniques, SCM, supply chain management, and role of human resource management. Strategic role that is played by HR manager concept is there, that you have to put into first priority. And then these are the things for second priority that you can see over there. Then here on our list, the 4th one that we have is organization and strategic leadership. This is going to be the 7th chapter in your study material. So here we have put it into 4th priority. 1 hour is quite sufficient enough for this, because here you have 3 concepts: organization structures, strategic leadership and corporate culture. Only 3 concepts are there. In the organization structures, plenty of organization structures are there, 6 to 7 are there. First you will focus on matrix, network and hourglass. Focus on these 3. And then leadership style, we have two kinds of leadership styles are there. Focus on those 2 leadership styles. And then we have corporate culture concept. Then whatever the structures that are left after matrix, network and hourglass structure, follow them on the second priority. The rest of the things will come into third priority. These are the order of preparation that you have to follow for this particular chapter, organization and strategic leadership. Then SM process, which is third chapter in your study material, fifth priority, 30 minutes is more than enough. Here you will be only focusing on vision, mission and objective. This is your first focus. After that, there is a small concept called shared vision and vision shared. That these two things are first priority. Whatever left in the things, SM process and SM model talks about the same thing. That is the second priority. Rest of the things will be on the third priority. So this is how you have to follow. This is a very small chapter. Concepts are very simple and easy to understand. As some of the things we previously discussed in the definition, first chapter definition will discuss all these things. So it becomes quick for you to prepare this particular chapter. Here, the next area that we have covered is corporate level strategy, which is going to be probably your fifth chapter if you ask me. Corporate level strategy. No, fourth chapter, corporate level strategy. Here we have put that into sixth requirement. 1 hour you have to spend. 4 corporate level strategies are there: stability, expansion, retrenchment and combination. So there first you should know what is the meaning of all these 4 strategies: stability, expansion, retrenchment and combination. So first know the meaning of all these strategies. Along with that, how to achieve those strategies also on a first priority you have to learn. Second priority, know advantages and disadvantages of each and every strategy. So on a first priority, knowing the meanings, and you have to know how to achieve those strategies. On the second priority, you have to understand advantages and disadvantages. Whatever left, put into third requirement, third priority. That is with respect to corporate level strategies. Then in our list on the 7th chapter, we have introduction to SM, which is the first chapter in your study material. 30 minutes is more than enough. Understand meaning of SM, advantages of SM, disadvantages of SM, strategic levels, corporate, business and functional level. This is the first priority. On the second priority, as a last concept of this chapter, we have application of SM. In the application of SM also, it is enough to focus on 2 things: application of SM for non-profit organization, application of SM for education institutions. These two you have to cover. Then business policy, that is the second priority. First concept of your SM will be business policy in the first chapter. Study that in the second priority. Rest of the things are third priority. And here, as an 8th chapter, here we have mentioned about strategic implementation and control, which is going to be your 8th chapter in the study material also. This particular chapter, you have to first focus on change, control, BPR and benchmarking. These 4 concepts come into first priority. So these are the major concepts, in fact, in this particular chapter. So focus on these 4 concepts. Even in BPR also, categorically you can check with the A category questions first in BPR, because in BPR you have so many concepts are there. It is enough to know meaning of BPR, steps to implement BPR, rationale of BPR, role of IT in BPR. Focus on these 4 concepts. So once again, meaning of BPR, steps to implement BPR, rationale of BPR, role of IT in BPR. Pay attention on the first priority. Then formation and implementation, efficiency and effectiveness will come into the second priority. Whatever left is third priority thing you will focus on. Change and control, you have to cover all the concepts. The 3 types of controls you have to cover. In change, 2 concepts are there: steps to initiate strategic change, curtailing change process. Those are the 2 things that you have to cover over there. So this is how categorically, in a systematic way, you are going to spend your time with respect to your 8 chapters. If you have done ample amount of preparation previously, this small strategy will definitely help you a lot to come out with the flying colors. If you are exclusively focusing on group 1 and you just want to give an attempt for group 2, then definitely this strategy will help you out to at least get some good some amount of marks to complete the things. Now, if you are focusing thoroughly on both the groups, then you have to do ample amount of preparation in the beginning. Then this strategy will help you out, the guest questions, MTPs and RTPs, and categorically spending time for each and every chapter, first, second, third priority kind of thing that you have to follow. So this is it about a small inputs that I'm going to provide you with respect to strategy for a day before exam for strategic management. With this, I wish you all luck and all the best for all your examinations. Thank you very much.